All right, welcome to my review slash deep dive overview of Pro Sound Effects Bass Machine. Um, it's a kind of more sound design oriented library where everything is super designed. Um, it's very specific in that it's all metal resonances and like impacts and drones and things. Um, and I think it's really cool, and it's definitely worth a look at. Deeper look into. Um, so yeah, I picked out a few sounds here that are that kind of like stuck out to me a little bit. Um, there's a lot of stuff like this, which is cool. Like those deep, I love the throb on that. And then there's like impacts like this. And then this is probably what I'm going to get the most out of is the screeches, which is awesome. Which I would turn into something like this here. Um, Basically, if I had like an ability of some of like magic or sci-fi or anything like that, I'd probably put a layer of some frequency shifting underneath it, um, and that would sound like something like this. Let me get these out of the way here. Here we go, like adds that little layer. I'd probably add a reverb on it as well to get some nice. Which is a lot of fun. So yeah, I'll probably get a lot of mileage out of these screeches. Um, I've actually used these impacts a lot on a recent character I just did for Smite. So, oh, and then there's like these cool ambiances. They're really cool. So some of the stuff like this is like super cinematic, and you can use them, in ambiances or, part of an ability that needs a lot of motion in it. I particularly like this stuff for that, where a some sort of attack or spell or something needs more movement underneath it, or like a loop for a spell or something needs a lot of motion in it, and this provides that kind of like foundation to add other things on it as well. Um, so yeah, so let's go into the library itself over here. So they kind of break it down. They include the raw files that they recorded before they processed everything, which is great. Which is a lot of fun to go into and just kind of listen to things. And like, yeah, they include all this stuff, which is great. You can kind of start from where they started. If you have something that you wish I didn't have this huge reverb on it, I wish it was dry, or I wish it had half that reverb or whatever, you can come in here and find what they used and kind of make it for yourself. Um, so yeah, so then there's like different parts here. They usually break it down into hits, scrapes, or tonalities and things. Like the hits, which is great. I love this stuff. Those are great for adding some tails onto attacks or different abilities and powers. Um, and then what else we got in here? We got like they call these musical tonalities because they have this kind of yeah, kind of almost string-like performances. And then I think I can break these down into. Oh, that's really cool. I love that. I love that a lot. They got a lot of cool. It's a ton of this stuff. So like you can dive in here and really find what you want. A lot of subby stuff. Which again, it's a great layer for really anything, whether it's sci-fi or magic. Kind of gives it that extra something. But it's mostly kind of stringy, metally, um, resonance, ambient, eerie kind of stuff. It definitely fills a hole that my libraries have. I do have some other pro sound effects stuff, and a lot of their stuff is very as far as the metal like resonance and shrieky stuff goes. Like this is great having this over here, this thing, because it doesn't sound real. Like it doesn't sound like everything else is like a cymbal shriek or it's like a bumper drop or something like that where it's clearly an actual real item, and this stuff is very designed in the fact that it doesn't sound like it's part of an object. um, I find a lot of stuff I dive into like cymbal shrieks and things, and stuff's not long enough, doesn't have the kind of right timbre to it. um, it's almost too shrieky and not metally enough. And this definitely fills that hole of metal resonances and stuff. So the shrieks are definitely going to be used a ton. And then I'm sure I'm going to go in and find spots for like the ambient stuff and just use that to pieces because that's invaluable to have all that movement. And then you can add the layers on top of it, and then you won't even notice it's there, but it's definitely going to be moving stuff. So I this is definitely going to be used a lot by me. I think it's a great addition, and it definitely fills a hole that some people will have. Um, so yeah, like I said in the podcast, we have a discount code which is Soundbites, um, and it takes $50 off of the library. And if you're missing stuff like this, like I was, I definitely recommend you checking it out. Yeah, so that's kind of like my brief overview of Bass Machine, and I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you next time.